Are you trying to make this a challenge? Holy hiccup.
That's cool. Comfortable? Everyone comfortable?
I'm good.
All right. Welcome to the LNT Podcast. It's a lifestyle. We've got a special guest with us today, sitting in the middle. He's a husband, a father, a coach, business owner, natural IFBB Pro bodybuilder. He's dabbling in a bit of CrossFit now as well.
Oh, my life. Yes.
He's dying in CrossFit.
The triple threat, quadruple. Quintuple.
Just amazing. All around amazing individual. That's all I can say.
Oh man. We've known Wetta for a while. Through physio. How long have you known him for, Robin?
I think 2019 is the first time I came.
That was
about four or 5 years.
Before COVID.
Yeah. 2019 was my first 5
visit. Yeah. Yep. And that was basically the. How many years into your journey would you been into your health and fitness then? About 4 years? Into it? 4 or 5 years into
2019 was the year after surgery. But first show was 2015.
Yeah.
So about, what was it, 4 years?
Yes, yeah.
4 years before I came through, yeah.
So you mentioned surgery. Can we backpedal?
No.
But it'll just be cool for people to have an understanding of how everything started for you, sort of what you went through, and then as we keep on going through it, then where you are now.
We'll open up some parts, man. What got you into fitness? What got you here? Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay. Fitness. I was overweight. 2011 was probably the heaviest I've ever been. I think I was over 120 kgs. And that was when our youngest son was born.
Yep.
It was just one of those things. Like he was born, and then as you do when you're a parent, you start taking a lot of photos of yourself, with baby and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think it was a year later, my wife got pregnant again with our youngest daughter, and I think just looking back at when my son was born, because Facebook was. Pretty. That was the app to use back then.
Yep.
So Facebook started popping up, some memories and stuff, and I was like, man, is that what I'm gonna look like with this baby as well? I was pretty big. Like there was a photo I shared, and I was changing my son up right after he was born. Far out, man. Like I posted it. I think it was 2 weeks ago on my story, and one of my members messaged back and goes, "Hey, that looks like Wetta that ate Wetta."
Oh wow!
Yeah. Oh no.
But that's a good one.
Man, I was like, man. But then, the more I analyzed the photo, it was like, I was really big. Like I didn't actually realize how big back then. And then a year later, I thought, oh man, I think it's time to go for a walk or go for a run.
So before that time, bro, was exercise a factor at all? Or were you busy with kids? Or
Nah, I'll be honest, man. I worked in a corporate scene in a call center, and it kind of ran my life. It was just stuck at a desk, 9 to 5 or 10 to 7, however long it was, and I just ate, unhappy, sitting there thinking of ways to, am I stuck here for the rest of my life? Am I stuck in this office behind this desk doing nothing? And it was just. It was depressing, man. I was pretty depressed there. So naturally, as I was feeling that depression, it was started looking for attention elsewhere, and then started doing some really stupid stuff. Just being inappropriate at work, and just not being who I am.
Yep.
Only because I was digging myself into a bit of a hole, like eating and drinking every single weekend. Man, there was this time when would go out, my wife and I, like $20. And we were like meant to have.
What do you mean? You only had $20?
Only had $20.
Yeah.
So we had to. So we were going out to meet up with some friends, and it was we got like $20-$30. Oh yeah, we'll just have like a couple of drinks, and then we'll see what happens. And that was it, man. That was the lifestyle, and that wasn't just one weekend. It was like maybe every week, every fortnightly, or at least once or twice a month. That's what the vibe was. It was just go out to try and, I don't know, get over the depression and just
sort of like escape.
Yeah,
like escape from that situation.
Mask it for that time.
Mask it for that Saturday or Sunday. And it was just, thinking about it now, it's actually really depressing. Going out, like, you have nothing. And, back then, $20-$30 out in a club, that's technically one drink or two.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I kind of felt back then. It was just really bad and real dark. And then, it wasn't until not long before our daughter was born was when I decided to join this community group out South Auckland, out in Mangere, who ran group classes out of a church.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a training fitness? Or?
Yeah. It was like a group fitness, life fit, I think is what they were called. This guy named John Mann used to run that back in the day. It was just like, I think I want to get fit now. Like, it was just one of those things. Like, just woke up one day and my sister and my mum were going, and I thought, I'll go.
So your family was already going to attend these classes?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what and then also one Facebook photo too many.
Yeah. So there was quite a few photos. Hey, man, but shucks, it was a bit, But that was cool. The first introduction into going back into fitness, because prior to that, I was pretty fit. And then I just kind of lost myself in a span of about 2-3 years, just digging myself deeper into a hole. And it was, And then, the group class fitness thing came up, and I attended one. I was like, oh, shucks, that wasn't too bad. And then went back the next Saturday. Oh, yeah, should we keep going? Yeah, okay. And then, just started building from there. And I think that was 2012. Yeah,
man, wicked.
That's cool, man. Was it like a good sense of community in that group class, or what kind of made you go back, continue to go, keep rocking up?
Yeah, it was definitely just it wasn't really the group, because even though it was group fitness, it was moving for one for me.
Yep.
But also because I didn't really know anyone. It was just my mum and my sister that I knew. So then I'd just hang around with her, even though the class was like 40-50 people. Yep. So I was a bit of I kept to myself, only because I felt like I was unhappy with myself. So, I didn't think anyone else would want to know who I was. So I just kind of shadowed, if that makes sense. Yep. I was just like a shadow training with everyone. And then I think four weeks on it, and that was about 4 sessions. I don't know, some confidence came over me and started like wearing singlets instead of baggy tees.
Oh, okay. 4 weeks into the journey?
Yeah, bro, 4 weeks. And I thought, this guy muscly as now. Yeah, man. And then slowly from there, it just started building, just getting a bit more, just becoming a bit more open, like with myself. And
man, sorry to interject, but I want to say that it's cool that you wore the singlet.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing about fitnesses, right? Yeah. It's just have confidence in yourself.
Yeah.
Despite it doesn't matter about anyone else. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if you weren't in the shape that you wanted to be.
Yeah.
But obviously having that confidence.
Yeah. But it sets the mindset though, right?
Yeah.
That's the mindset you had. It just shows like if you're putting on the singlet at that time, you must be like, okay, you've shifted, you've turned the page. Now it's a different journey.
Yes.
No, that's what it was, bro. So first few trainings, I remember vividly. I wore baggy t-shirt, baggy hoodie, pants, and runners.
Yep.
As the weeks went along, bro, I started wearing less and less clothes. Like went from pants to shorts to a t-shirt, singlet with a running jacket on.
Yep.
And it was just it started building. That confidence was just building slowly but surely. And as soon as I rocked that t-shirt up at the training, it was like, I think I like this. Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like you like training?
I like being able to move and look. I like the way I was looking, basically.
Yeah. Hey.
And I like being able to show it that I was, getting fitter.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yep.
Struggling or 5 kgs, getting fitter. But that was it. It was just I wouldn't say it was just a mindset shift. It was actually a build up, and I think that was like the first tier of it. The first wall of it dropping down from depression. It was just feeling better with myself at that stage, and it just helped me build a bit more momentum. So then, not long after, I joined a gym.
Okay.
Yeah, joined Jets Fitness.
And when you joined Jets, did you then stop the group class and just focus on more the gym training?
Yeah, because the group classes didn't have a mirror.
Oh man, look at
Being honest, man, Jets Fitness, they have like a massive wall, just mirrors. And as soon as I joined that gym, that was it. Just seeing myself almost every single day. Like I'd probably be there like 1.5 hours, close to 2. And I'll be honest, the training intensity was poor.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't really there to train myself. It was basically to pump and look at myself kind of thing. Like build whatever.
But that built the habit. It sounds like it built the habit. You said you were there every day.
Yeah. It was almost every day, unless my wife had an issue with it. Then I'll stay home and be a good boy. But it was building. Like it went from once a week, every Saturday with that group fitness team, to almost every single day at Jets Fitness. Yeah.
And you were on your own, doing your own thing.
Yeah. No idea what I was doing. I saw a machine that looked a bit weird, so I thought I'd try it. I think it was a deadlift machine, like had 2 handles. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. Picked it up and I was like, oh yeah, cool, this feels good. So then I started building. The first thing I was building was my deadlift because I had no idea I was building it, but because I liked the machine and the way it made me feel, that's how I got.
That's so primitive, man. Lift rock.
Yeah. That's also different, I reckon, because we usually, when you start the gym, it's just like, oh, I've seen bicep curls, like press up, chest, bench press. For us guys, anyway.
Oh, because I was weak, bro. I was really weak. I didn't realize until I got into Jets. So I tried some bicep curls, and I was like, oh, no biceps. They're not working. So then I tried some chest. Yeah, I couldn't even bench press like 20s. Dumbbells.
Yeah.
Like I would struggle at 15 and go up to 17.5, and that would be like my max. And then I'll get to 20, I'll probably pump out 3, and I thought I was a man. I was like, oh yeah, drop that down and walk off to another machine.
Looking at that chest now, it's hard to believe.
Oh, bro, it was a surgery that
they can fly those 20s now, easy.
Yeah, man, it was crazy, and that machine helped me build. I don't know. I just felt, yeah. It's probably typical male typical thing to do, which is lift as much as you can. And that machine helped me do that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I was lifting maybe 150 at one stage, and then it grew to 180, then 200. And it was just like a wheelbarrow.
And at this stage, you're still just teaching yourself and like trying to figure out your technique.
Yeah. Just freestyling it. So my technique was probably poor. I probably almost snapped my back a few times, but it felt good, It felt good to be able to lift that amount.
And was that the motivation? Like, did it go from like the looks to feeling?
Yeah. So, and then it actually went hand in hand, because the stronger I got with that one machine, the more I noticed like arms were getting a bit, bit bigger, shoulders were growing slowly, still no chest because couldn't bench. But what was crazy was my glutes were growing, and I thought, wow, that's a bit strange. I thought I was working on my back.
Yeah.
But
well, that means
now I know
the technique was good then.
Yeah. So glutes were growing. It was, and then it just gave my body a random shape which I kind of liked, and it was just having the big lower end.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like a shirt, if you chuck on a shirt and it like just sits on your butt cheeks, if that makes sense.
Yep.
It kind of makes you look your waist look a bit smaller.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
That's nice.
You know that?
Yeah.
Sorry. That's probably what girls aim for, but I was kind of.
I don't realize like that's the benchmark. Now I know.
Well, bro.
So the shirt has to sit.
If it sits on your glutes.
Damn, man, my shirt just go from my shoulders straight down to my hamstrings.
Bro, I've had those times too. That wasn't long after, but it was actually cool to see. It was crazy.
So once you got your flow on at Jetsbro, looking back when you were mentioning like you were every fortnight you had $23 going out drinking and stuff. When you had your flow on, did you revert back to those days sometimes, or did you go out drinking still, or were you kind of like sick of it, like I can't believe I was doing that?
No, I was actually still drinking.
Yeah.
But I think because I had an outlet, it kind of somewhat managed a bit of that excess calories that I was drinking and eating.
Yeah.
But what helped me get to the next level was I actually wanted to be a cop back then. So then I started studying what do cops have to do to pass. And one of them was the run. So then I thought, okay, I better start running. So then I jumped on the treadmill and built the same way there, like as I did with that deadlift machine was, every day, like 2-3 minutes, see how long I can go unbroken. And then, 2-3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I was okay, getting longer and longer. But really slowly, like level 5 speed, like almost power walking. But I thought I was doing well.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing other guys like and other ladies come through and run on the treadmills, and man, they were running at like 10s and 12s, 14. And then I thought, let's try that. 1 minute of level 10 or more, and then started building on that. And then running became my favorite thing to do.
Yes.
Man, what I like about this so far is that you don't see it often, like with the clients we deal with and stuff. It's the self-belief you had. Like you had such like massive self-confidence from the get-go, from those classes.
Yeah.
Started wearing singlets, and you're benching 20s, and maybe you were at just seeing people next to you benching way heavier, but you're still like throwing the weights, going around. You're walking at level 5, power walking.
Yeah.
And still you're like, nah, this is...
I'm doing
like,
well.
For some reason, like some people would be like,
not good enough.
Yeah. And we'd drop out. That's a mindset
But
thing.
were you subconsciously thinking about yourself, like in the past? You know what I mean? Because obviously that would have been your comparison, right? Like that would have been your benchmark. Like 5 power walking. I guess if you were to ask specific people, it's not really that good. But then the previous Wetta, that must have been sensational.
Yeah. It was really not wanting to go back to that photo that I saw. That was like one of the main draws was looking healthy as a dad. Because at that stage we had our 2 older ones, then the third one, the youngest boy, and then the 4th one was on her way.
Yep.
So then, it was just really not wanting to go back to that how I was in 2011, but also wanting to get out of work, like that corporate scene that I was in. So that's why I started looking up other jobs, and police was, I don't know, the most fun one that I found. Probably isn't, but I just thought, man, it would be pretty cool to be a cop. So then that was like the drive was staying away, making sure I don't go back to point A, but also seeing what I need to do to try and get to the next level, like in my career, and that'll help me stay sane and not find that dark place again.
Yeah. And then so you went on this running journey.
Yeah, running journey
towards the cops. So then what happened, like in between the start of that run and building up, and then to the cops? Because obviously you're not here to arrest us, and you never sort of got there. So what's that sort of part of the journey look like then? So you're starting to build up towards the cops.
It was a bit weird. I started getting better, like a little bit better at running as the weeks went on. And then I thought, oh man. And then Flora became heavily pregnant. So, the final trimester of pregnancy. And then I thought, okay, I can't leave her that long.
Yeah.
So then I hired a treadmill. Hired a treadmill from Mr. Rental.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Hired a treadmill from them. They delivered it home. And then started using it.
Bro, that's problem solving.
Yeah.
As
it was
to
just
being like, nah.
Yeah, too hard.
Yeah, too hard, too busy, too stressed, not enough time.
Yeah.
Nah.
There could have been heaps
Dr.
of
Rental.
excuses.
Mr. Rental.
Man, there was about 100 already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you? So for you, I'm not sure if you can sort of recollect what happened, but what's your thought processing like? Because trust me, man, I probably would have come up with about 1,000 barriers. And I'll be like, oh, okay, it's done. But for you, you're like...
It was just, honestly, it was just wanting to keep progressing. So it went from singlet to mirror selfies to deadlifting to beginning of running, and then more running at home. It was just, I could physically feel I was changing.
Yep.
And I think I know I became addicted to that. Just, oh man, I gotta keep changing. Feels good, gotta keep changing. Yeah, it's hard, but I gotta keep changing. Wow. Yeah, it was quite weird. So hired the treadmill, got better at running, and then I thought, okay, it's time to take it on to the road and run on the road and see how we go. And started road running, mountain running. Not the best pace because I was a heavy smoker back then, but I was lasting a lot longer than I was like 6 months ago or 8 months ago.
Yep.
And that was it. That was it for me. I was like, man, heavy smoker, but I'm managing to run this many minutes or this many Ks.
Yep.
I was happy with that. I was like, cool. And then it was, I think it was there was a video that I saw. I'm pretty sure it was on YouTube, and it was of just some shredded dude training.
Oh, it's probably
yeah, probably this guy. And it was just, for me, it was just getting ideas on how I could change even more. And then the most important thing that he spoke on was his meals. Then I was like,
what year was this? Still 2012 or going to 2015?
No, 2012. Yeah, still. So it was like right after my son was born, 2011, October 2011. And then not long after, it was, okay, cool, got to start doing something.
Yep.
So then 2012, all of this is happening. 2013, it was just started cleaning up my food, like bit by bit. Wow. And it was, honestly, my coach or my teacher back then was like the internet, YouTube, Google, like sitting there, oh, what are high protein foods? And then all these options come up. Like, cool, I can afford that. Can't afford that. And then high carbs. It was just, man, it was time consuming, but that's how I managed myself at work. Like, instead of being so depressed sitting behind the desk, I'll do some of my work and then I'll go straight back to my searches and
just get some motivation, get some...
Yeah. That was it, bro. It was just like building ideas on how I can get to the next level. Like, how do I get better at my running? How do I look better?
How did you implement in the early stages, how did you implement, because I guess you can access the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
But how did you actually implement it? Because as you know, the food side is quite challenging.
Yeah.
And to make those changes, going from, let's say, takeaways and drinking.
I made some mistakes, like, especially on the nutrition side. There was a lot of mistakes. Like, I didn't get it right at all. So then 2013 came around, which is the year my daughter was born, Feb. And I was at a pretty decent weight. I think I dropped down to like close to 100. And then it was, okay, cool. I'm going to eat as less as I can.
So sorry, you dropped about 20 odd kgs in the year?
Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
Yeah.
20
nice,
kgs.
man.
And that was alone. You know?
You
that
were
was
on
just,
a mission.
Yeah. That was just ideas, research. And then it was, okay, cool. I want the next step from that, from dropping all those kgs was, okay, I think I want abs. And then it was, so it went from all of that to wanting to try and get abs. So then all my research showed, if the less you eat, the more body fat you burn, or the more body fat you lose.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll eat less. Yeah.
I love it, man.
It's
It's so simple, so effective.
but it's so useful for people to listen and just show you how simplified you can make it if you've got that sort of mindset.
I love that.
Bro.
Just eat less and then
Abs.
So
And
you,
then
So I
abs.
list like it went from I still got some random combos that I still have now. So it was.
what do you mean random? What do you mean?
You ever tried rice cake with peanut butter and then flavored tuna?
Oh yeah. Oh,
Flavored tuna.
Yeah.
No.
What
no.
flavor?
Not with the peanut
My
butter.
go-to is tomato and basil.
Oh yeah, and then you put it with
So
peanut
rice
butter.
cake, peanut butter, and then tuna.
Oh, I haven't tried
Oh
it, bro.
no. So
And then
that's
pink
a-
salt. Yeah.
that's a good
Bro,
one.
it's on.
Are you using one rice cake or two, like a sandwich?
No, just one.
Just
Just
the
one. peanut butter, and then so the peanut butter acts as avocado, but I didn't have any.
But avos were expensive.
Yeah. So I didn't have any. So I thought, okay, what's the next high fat?
Healthy fat. Yeah.
Smooth or peanut, or smooth or crunchy?
Oh, crunchy, bro. Crunchy.
Okay, my man. Okay.
No, I think that just topped your chicken and green apple.
Yeah. Well, that's solid.
Well, you got to try it though.
We will try it.
We'll put a video up of Robin and I giving it a go.
We'll
so
try
it has to be
tomato basil,
thick rice cake.
Yeah.
With peanut butter spread and then tomato basil.
Until today, you still ride that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I still stack that now and then. Sorry, Kurt. Sorry, I know it's not on my plan, but yeah. Just a few times. You know, just for, yeah. It's good protein, good fats. But yeah, man, it was I ate less, so I started buying chicken breast. I still don't like that, but started buying chicken breast. But then I started experimenting. Like I knew skin shouldn't be. They recommend online skinless chicken.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah,
okay, cool. What's the best? Chicken breast. Okay, cool.
This is so good.
And then, so then I found an alternative for a homemade chicken breast, which is smoked chicken breast. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. I'll have that. But bro, they cost like $12.
Yeah.
And I think it was only like 200 grams. Yeah. So I started eating that. Like, so I'd buy a smoked chicken, my broccoli, peanut butter, and I'll take that to work with me, and I'd have I think about 2 meals out of that. And that was me at work.
So you also were not only good at changing your nutritional habits, you were good at sticking to a budget.
Yeah.
So you can do it on the cheap.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely. Even though smoked chicken is not cheap, guys. But it helped me get to my goals. So instead of spending time cooking at home, right, that smoked chicken was just cut, diced, microwave, done.
Okay.
Yeah. Even broccoli was, I used the kettle at work, the hot water kettle. Just chucked it in there for like 5 minutes.
Just blanch it, eh?
Yeah.
Easy.
Because, bro, that's tough to eat when it's raw.
Oh, man, I like that, man. It just sounds like it's just such good elite problem solving, bro. Because same with like, I don't like chicken breast. Sorry, I don't do chicken. Straight away, rule everything out to do with chicken. I don't do that.
Yep.
But you're like, okay, I've done my research, Wikipedia, wherever it was.
Yeah.
Chicken's good, and it's a lean fat, good source of protein.
Yeah.
I don't like chicken breast.
Yeah. So what's next?
Yeah, what's next? I gotta have chicken.
I like this, man.
Which is so cool, bro. It's a nice mentality to have. It's just like, how can I maneuver my way around it, but still stick to the research?
Yeah, bro.
Can I ask you a question? When you were going through that, like those micro changes, did you find invigorated at work, like quite excited that you've got this nutritional plan, you get your chicken out,
Bro,
you do your broccoli?
Did
you feel more pumped at work?
I was a bit of a show off, eh? Like, everyone, like, because I was, what was I back then?
What, like topless or something?
Nah, bro.
Like corporate job.
Bro, there was one time I walked into work and one of the directors there saw what I was wearing. It was pretty casual, but apparently it's meant to be smart casual. And then he goes, hey, you gotta, can you go home and get changed? You're not allowed to wear jeans here. Oh. And I've been there for like 5 years prior. Oof. And this is the first time he said that to me. I think he was just pissed. And I was like, oh yeah, cool. Went home, came back. Bro, buttoned up shirt, tucked in, belt, pants, work shoes. Better. Bro, and I only did that because I was feeling cocky. I knew I could look good in business.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh shit, I'll go home. I'll point the finger at this guy without pointing the finger.
Yeah.
So I came back. But yeah, man, like as I walked into work every morning from when I changed my nutrition, it was I felt good because I was holding on my chicken breast and on my broccoli, and everyone like look over. Oh shucks, yeah, he's eating healthy, and I think I liked that. Like people knowing that I was on a journey, I was on a mission.
Yep.
Because then, man, that helped me. Like the
you
change,
feel some sort of accountability.
Yeah, it helped. Like that mental shift in my personal growth, like it bled onto my corporate life. So I was just
What do you mean by that?
So I was what do you call them now? An agent, customer care agent.
Yep.
And throughout this journey, I grew from that to team leader, to supervisor, to manager.
Oh my goodness!
All in that time. So when when you're saying you were working depressed, how long had you been working in the call center for?
2009.
2009. So about three years or so.
3 years, bro.
Did you progress in those 3 years before?
Nah, bro. I was shit. Like I changed departments. So I started customer service, and then they were making them redundant. But I think my skills on the phone, because I made sales, and it was sometimes dodgy, but that was back then. They found that my phone manner was a bit was good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit of a white boy on the phone. If I called you,
you do the voice.
You do the voice. From
any example? Is it possible?
Oh no, it's gone now, bro. I'm too much of a G now.
Sell us your Wetta Performance like training program.
Oh no, it wasn't really that. It was because I worked for a company who I'm not gonna name, but we had to do like cold calls. So I would cold call, and prior that the customers would have received the pamphlets, like the brochures, bro. And yeah, okay. So one of the calls that I made was she wasn't really old, maybe about 40ish, and she goes, and I asked her if she received it. Yeah, I received it. Were you keen on or were you interested in buying one of those things, or the TV that was on there?
Yeah.
Oh, buy one of those things. And she goes, yeah. I was pretty interested in the TV, but I don't have the brochure on me. I go, oh, okay. So what color was it? It was this black one, and there was like a silver one and a black one. I go, okay, was that the one that was like for $1,599? Yeah, that was the one. Cool. So we have one left. I can process this sale for you right now, and you can get that in like 2 weeks. Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
Yeah.
But I had a sales background hitting before I got there. So my sales technique was pretty on.
So can you confirm that there was more than one TV left?
I'm not sure. Yeah, when I saw it, I saw number one. I'm not sure if I was looking at the sales, how many products were left, but I could have been looking at a one somewhere.
Like one.
So I'd been there for like 3 months before my sales started kicking. And yeah, I think I started, being one of the top salespeople in that department. Yeah.
And then you got, but then you got all your health in order, and you just went like occupational role, just went boom, boom.
Yeah.
Just went up.
I was real unreliable though. Like I was in those 3 years before I started the fitness journey. I was really unreliable. Like I'd take days off like twice, 3 times in a fortnight.
Yeah.
And I just. Work back then was just something to do, kill time, and pay some of my bills.
What a big switch!
Yeah, it was different
in a short period. So you did a huge amount of accomplishments from 2011 to 2013.
Yeah,
you grew 3 positions.
Team leader.
You got leaner.
Yeah,
confidence grew. What was the
promotions came from 2013 up till 2018. So throughout, but it was the beginning of that build up, because there was a lot of different things that I did to get those roles.
Yes, yeah.
And that was because I wanted them to see that I had changed. You know, I'm better,
competent, reliable.
I'm turning up. You know,
yeah.
I talk to people properly. I'm not always sarcastic. And that was it, bro. It was just 2013, and then everything just started building in. My physique started changing. Sorry, my diet changed. My physique started changing slowly. I got abs finally in 2014. Wow. And then 2015 end of 2014 was the year I decided, okay, cool, next year, because I got abs now, I know what they look like. I want to compete.
And bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's amazing, man. It just goes to show when we talk about, trying to focus and alter one aspect of your life, like the physical aspect, like you were initially, it's got to take on effect, and it bleeds into so many different realms. Your mentality changes, your performance at work.
Yeah, for sure.
Even the way maybe you were with your wife and kids, and how you were when you get home, you're not, tired or angry or pissed off at.
Yeah,
it's just everything around you changes, which is such a nice teaching.
So
it's just
refreshing.
Try to focus on one aspect. Sometimes everything has a flow-on effect.
No, that's what it was. Like I didn't like. It's not until like a couple of years back when I actually realized what the journey actually looked like. Because since 2011, bro, it's just been go.
Yeah.
Like, bro, just keep moving forward. Don't turn back. Don't go back to those old ways.
Before you started the bodybuilding, before you made that decision, were there any challenges that you faced from that 2011? Yeah,
a lot. Most of it was financial. Just, yeah, money wasn't that great.
like trying to keep up, like pay for the gym membership,
Yeah,
pay for your chicken breast, pay for the broccoli.
By the end of
And 4
2013, it was four by then.
Yeah.
So it was and managing money. Man, it's crazy. I got paid way more back then than I am now.
Yeah.
But I'm happier and I'm content now than I was back then.
Yes.
Wow.
You know, I have more bills now because, personal and business. But
you're happy.
yeah, I wouldn't change it. Like I would prefer to struggle now with all these bills that we're required to pay, IRD included. But back then, man, I could have easily had an easy 800 spare back then if I was smarter with my money.
Yeah.
But I just wasn't. Like my maturity with money just wasn't quite there yet.
Yes. Yeah.
And I just bought my diet food and then looked after the family, and then it was, oh, cool. What else can we use?
Yeah.
You know, what else can we use this money on? And we just spent, bro, just dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like just.
But at least you did your foundational stuff right first.
Yeah.
Because you said you took care of your health, that helped better you serve the family.
Yeah.
You took care of your family, and then next, you
Yeah,
know.
that's always been priority. Like just
so-
making sure they're okay. But there have been some times, bro, that I had to ask my parents for like nappy money because I had none.
Yep.
And it was crazy. And that was going back to those weekends when I'd have like $20-30 just to drink on.
Yep.
So then, knowingly, I'd know my kids are running out of nappies that Friday, spend that money, $20-30 in the weekend, and then Monday ask my parents for nappy money.
Yep.
So that was just the mindset back then. It was just, trying to fill that hole.
Yep.
And then it switched, like, it's just, okay, making sure family's taken care of, got my diet food, got my supplements. What else can we do?
Yep.
And just kept spending, just not saving, just not mature enough. And just looking for any excuse to splash money.
Yep.
Yeah.
When did that all change? Like I guess the financial literacy, Marvin, would you call it?
Yeah, financial literacy.
Yeah.
It took a while, bro. It wasn't until I would say 2018, after surgery.
Oh, can we back?
But we'll go back though.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll go
backtrack if
Yeah.
you guys got questions. But that's when it actually changed.
When it actually changed.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to ask you, bro, financial and managing money was obviously one thing, it seems like, but knowing what you know now and going back to the old Wetta in the call center, or whether you were a team leader and the habits you were doing, whether it's to do with money or your physical aspect and training and nutrition, would you change anything?
Nah, bro.
You'd keep it.
No. Yeah, I'd keep it exactly the way it is because I stuffed up. Like there's some times where I made some dodgy calls throughout those years, but those dodgy calls helped me prepare for them now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just so I'm not making the same dodgy call,
Yep.
or poor judgment. It was just all the lessons that I learned throughout those years from 2011 up until now are definitely lessons that have stuck with me, especially during the hardest times because. Those are the things you think back to, like, oh man, it's really hard right now. And then you think back to one of your hardest times, you're like, oh, actually, right now it's not that tough.
Yeah.
So it's a good point of reference for me. And that's why I wouldn't change anything.
But that's cool. That's cool. I like that. It just shows
that's
you're
growth.
they say you're 9 or 10 mistakes away from being successful. So be careful what you wish for. So make those mistakes.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's definitely heaps of lessons, bro. Wow, bro. So many.
And that led to, so you're saying 2015?
Yep.
You're thinking about bodybuilding.
Yep. So I linked up with a coach, first time ever linking up with a coach who was younger than me. Still good friends now.
Yep.
Which is, pretty cool. So we crossed paths at a tough guy, tough girl challenge.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there was a group. He was already a fit PT group fitness trainer, and one of Flora's cousins was one of his members who got injured, so she couldn't do the run.
Yep.
And the next fittest person she knew, you know, the runner, apparently, was me. So then she goes, oh, is your hubby keen on doing this run for us? And, you know, remember at that time, I was only keen on treadmill running and road running.
Yeah.
Not for that, bro. I had no idea what I was in for, eh?
Not mud and obstacles.
But your confidence.
Bro, but my confidence was like, bro, yeah, keen. I'm already wearing shorts. I'm ready. Bro. And that's what it was, bro. It was just, I was confident that I could finish it, which I did, which I can confirm that I did. But don't ask about how long it took me. But yeah, bro. So we went to that run. We got together. We met. Houston and I met, and that was my first taste of a group fitness trainer that was actually part of the group. If that makes sense.
Yep.
Because there's usually a group fitness trainer that looks after the group, so they just tell you what to do. You know, do this, do that, lift this. But this guy was a part. He was amongst it. He was running too.
Yep.
So he was amongst it. He was, and I don't know. There's something unmistakable about. You can't really miss good energy. You know,
Yep.
if you feel it, but you know that's what you're drawn to.
Yep.
And he had that.
Yeah.
So we linked up then. And then it was 2 weeks after that run, I reached out to him, like, bro, I'm actually looking for a coach. Well, this is after I was stalking him on Instagram. And I saw he had some bodybuilding photos.
Yep.
And I was like,
of him or
of him.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So he had done a show. And then I reached out. I was like, oh, bro, I've seen you done a show before. Would you be interested in coaching me to my first show? And yeah, he was keen. So then we linked up, and that was the first time I've ever had a coach. And then we worked towards the start of 2015. Which was quite stink because halfway through that prep season, I think it was about March, he was offered a scholarship in America to play NFL. Oh, American football.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So then...
Oh, my goodness.
So he was a machine, this guy.
Yeah, bro. Monster. And he was... he's a lot younger than me. Yeah. He was, I think, 4 or 5 years younger than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I reached out to him.
Yeah.
He was under 20 that time. So then he got the scholarship, and then we made the call that, you know, he won't be able to coach me from there. You know, he's trying to do his goals.
Yeah.
So he left, and then I was left feeling, okay, do I do it, or do I just find a new coach? So I decided, okay, I'm gonna do a show. I told my wife, baby, I'm gonna compete at this show, and then I just coached myself.
To your first show?
Yeah, first show, 2015.
We'll put a
photo.
Yeah, for sure.
First show. What?
I won't send you any posing videos because, man, my posing was poor as a.
Who taught you the posing? Who taught you the angles?
No, sorry. One of my boys. No, he wasn't actually one of my boys back then, but it was one of the boys that I met at Jets. I knew he had competed a month prior. So then my 2 weeks out was my crash course in posing. So then it was just by chance. He was already at the gym. He was about to leave. Tangi's his name. I met up. I was just coming in to train, and then I asked him, like, I had to suck it up because I needed to learn something, And then I asked him, bro, how was your show 2 weeks ago? Yeah, it was good. Yeah, can you show us some posing sometime when you're free? And he goes, yeah, cool. Bro, he just dropped the stuff and he did it right then and there.
2 weeks before your comp?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So you're self-taught?
Yeah.
You thought you had the posing locked down till 2 weeks before the comp?
Yeah.
And
I knew I didn't, but I didn't know who else to ask. All I had was YouTube. So I would look at YouTube, bro.
YouTube and Tangi. Shout out Tangi.
Yeah, bro. Tangi's the man. We're still tight now. He's another one with, energy that I couldn't avoid,
Yeah.
We were just drawn. I was drawn to him. So, yeah, man. So then he took me through a crash course. And then a week after, we did a training session together. And then I quickly found out how low my intensity was in my training sessions, Because he was an ex-pro league player.
Yeah.
Tangi Road Party. Ex-tour player. Bodybuilder. Yeah, man. This guy a machine. Natural.
So who did your nutrition towards the comp?
Yeah. I followed my same steps, bro, which was eat as less as you can.
Chicken.
Eat the rice cakes, no, the rice cakes, the peanut butter and the tuna.
Bro, that was
tomato
it, bro.
basil tuna.
My go-to thing was Quest bars, like the protein bars.
Yeah.
So then, because I wasn't eating as much, I was craving badly, and I thought, okay, cool, these are high protein snacks, gotta have it. So then I started smashing those back, like once or twice a day. And yeah, it was just, so 2 weeks out from comp, met up with Tangi, took me through some posing, helped me tweak my poses a little. And then yeah, bro, did my first show and
How'd
did
it
all
go?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Class of 15, came 5th.
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
and that was purely because of my conditioning, apparently. So my shreds were...
Sorry, what does that mean? For some people, they don't
conditioning
really
is
understand what that
how
means.
shredded you look on stage, how clear your muscle definition is.
Wow.
Yeah. So my posing was shit, and I'll tell you that. And if I manage to find some videos, you'll see it. I look so awkward up there.
Yes,
right?
please.
Like,
When we'll put that up.
but I think it was on like a Nokia phone, because iPhones weren't big back then. But yeah, man, it was crazy. And yeah, my first show, and I think my family showed up. There was about 20 of them that came out.
Wow.
And only because Tangi also told me, bro, if you got a big crowd, take your crowd. Because it helps the judges know, okay, cool, this guy has me support.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, they turned up and they were yelling. Yeah, t-shirts and everything, eh?
That's
My first show,
awesome,
bro,
man.
it was crazy.
Shout out to the family.
Yeah, man.
Well done.
But it was, that was my first taste of show, bodybuilding. And I loved it, eh? Bro, fell in love with it. Right after that show, I wanted to do another one.
What was the addiction, or what was the...
It
sort
was
of
the
force?
rush, bro. Like that whole process, because it took me about 10, 12 weeks, 16 maybe, to actually prep myself for that show.
Yep.
And it was, I don't know. There was stuff that I learned during that journey. I never would have learned anywhere else.
About yourself?
About myself.
Yeah.
Like how hard how committed are you to actually getting there?
Wow.
And that was the question that I asked myself a lot was, okay, cool, I'm committed. And then what was next was, who are you doing it for? And I always, it's always my family, always my kids.
Yeah.
Because I want them to see, what's possible if you just commit.
Yeah. So you're leading, you're like showing leadership for your family, right? Like for your kids.
Yeah.
And it sounds like they reciprocated as well. They came to your shows. They allowed you to train 6-7 days a week and do everything what it takes to be committed to that. Yeah, bro.
And it was a thrill to me to have them support me as well.
Yep. And your wife for like
Yeah. She's always on board, bro. She's always keen for a journey, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was quite in it. She was actually more hyped than I was. She always is, actually. And she's more nervous than I am every show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even till now.
That's cool, man. Proper support.
Yeah, bro. But
So
they loved it.
2015, you're self-taught.
So you were hooked.
You're hooked, obviously.
Yeah.
So then, how long after that show?
Bro, I was that eager that I did another one in October. So that show was in August. Nationals was in October. August, September,
What, 2.5 months, 3 months?
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, about 2 months, yeah. And it was crazy, man. Like, Nationals is a big thing. To me, I was like, I didn't really know. But I'm keen to see how I line up with these guys.
Yep.
I was good enough to get 5th. Maybe we can go a little bit higher. That was my thought. And man, I got pumped, eh? Like, it was crazy. These guys were massive. And my federation, there's no differentiating who's natural and who's not. So we all compete against each other.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So you
host or
obviously
not.
being natural, you're thrown to the wall.
Yeah, bro. Because nationals is when the big boys come out to shut their stuff and show everyone who's boss. And yeah, man, it was crazy. It was a really good year for nationals that year, though. Like I don't think there was many enhanced athletes in our lineup that year.
Yep.
But yeah, it was a lesson that I needed to learn early too. Like coming 5th at one show doesn't mean anything if you work a little bit harder. Because I got a bit complacent with my diet after that first show.
Yep.
Started to slack a bit. Stayed up. Sleep was real crap. And it just built up to that not doing well at nationals. Yeah, so
probably too close though, eh? Like from doing show to show.
If I knew what I knew now back then, it could have been a perfect peak. Could have been.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I went straight back to there was no reverse diet. It was straight back to eating as less as I could. So I got skinnier and skinnier.
Okay.
Still smashing my protein bars out, which are high fat, by the way. Sleeping was low. I was going out on weekends, but not drinking, but just staying up, doing unnecessary stuff that I didn't really have to do.
Yep.
It was just driving or being sober driver or just being out at parties with family and like I didn't need to be there.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to be included because I went from a day where everyone was celebrating me or us to wanting to keep celebrating with them like weeks after.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a bit lost in the hype,
Yeah.
and I just wasn't focused anymore. So that's what kind of fell off.
So what did you draw on the inspiration for your following comp then? So getting owned at nationals.
Yeah, and again, that would have been a turning off point for a lot of people, just being like, oh, this is
It's
the
too
real
hard.
deal, and it might not be. Yeah.
That's what usually might happen.
Yeah, another roadblock, right?
Yeah, another
and how
roadblock.
did you maneuver around that? Did you take it as motivation?
So my wife and I went to Raro that year, the end of 2015. Came back, and then no, that was later on. So we had a little holiday.
Yeah.
And then I came back 2016, and I told my wife, okay, I found this coach. I'm gonna join him.
Oh, who's that?
His name is Gary. He was one of the biggest names coming up in men's physique.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, if I want to do well at that sport, in that division, I need to be with someone who's in it.
Yep.
So they know. So I met up with the bro Gaz, and we started building in 2016, and it was one of the biggest comeback years for me as a competitor.
Yep.
Yeah. So we did the same show I did prior, where I placed 5th. I won 1st in novice.
Oh, damn.
And then 1st novice overall, and then 2nd overall. In that same show, a year later, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And that's because I had
Clean up,
accountability.
that's all in 2016.
Yeah. So I had a proper coach, proper chickens, eating normal, not eating as less as I could, but I had
Quest bars.
Yeah. Had to ditch the bars. Posing was on. Chickens were on. I knew that I had to, just little things that you got to do morning of show, like the carb up. The week of peak week, depleting carbs, depleting water slightly. The carb up Saturday morning. The carb up between, before you walk out on stage. There's things I didn't know the year before.
Yeah. And for people who don't know the carb up,
So that's just
what does it serve?
It's basically filling out your muscles as much as you can before you walk out.
Yeah.
But then there's a fine line between filling out as much as you can to a really good look and spilling.
Bloated.
You just go too much. Too far.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's an art form.
It's tough, man, because you're still hungry. Eh? Like, this is the morning and you're like fully depleted. So that first year in 2016, I had no water from 5 o'clock Friday evening and still nothing on Saturday. And then the first liquids I had was a shot of vodka before I walked on stage.
Oh.
Yeah. So apparently it was
that for
meant to help.
the dilation or something like
blood thinner.
Yeah. And that was just, bro, I had that one shot.
My
and we were
goodness.
pumping up in a dark room. And as soon as I walked out on stage, the lights hit me, bro. The veins were out, eh?
That's cool.
Everywhere. And I was like, oh shit, this looks pretty cool. But I was already, no water, alcohol.
Yeah,
I was
you
a bit tipsy, eh? Bro, I walked out happy ass.
More confidence.
Yeah, bro. My confidence just shot up. And it was, those learnings, bro, it was,
Amazing.
I had no idea. But, you know, it clearly worked. We won those placings and came away pretty strong.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then did you compete?
No. So I made it a call to only do one show. It's an expensive sport. I think it's about over almost $400 just to compete at one show.
Oh, okay. So even the registration plus
registration,
you factor in the nutrition,
sure.
you're paying for your coach, the training, the posing.
Yeah, bro. There was a lot. And it just got a bit expensive. So I told my wife, look, we'll do one show. And then we'll rest.
Yep.
And that's what we did. I had one goal, was that August show, Auckland Champs. And yeah, man, just being able to finish it, let alone, you know, win it in my divisions, it was one of those things like, cool. Yeah, I can step away. I'm not hurt. You know?
Yes.
I can step away. I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Yep. So then I mentally told myself, cool, it's rest, off season now.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was it. Off season hit, and then I was.
What's off season? That getting bigger, stronger, or what does it mean for you?
To me, back then was do nothing.
Yeah.
And it felt good, eh? It felt good, bro.
Not even trained? Did you go to the gym? Or?
Oh yeah, I went, but I was like half pumps. Eh? Like I wasn't keen to like push as hard as I was pushing.
Yep.
But I still did my chickens. You know, I still chicken with coach now and then. But then it wasn't until end of that year. That's when we went to Raro, end of 2016, and then came back from Raro, and I told my wife, "Oh, cool. There's a show in 10 weeks." And it was an international one in Auckland. It was called Pro-Am back then. And I was going to, we get to compete against overseas people.
Oh, yes.
Can I do it? Should I do it? She goes, do you want to do it? And I go, yeah, I want to do it. But can we do it? Yeah, cool. So then we planned for that show. And that was in March.
Yep.
2017. So international stage where pros and amateurs could compete. And did pretty well there too.
Enhanced and non-enhanced, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Yep.
Same thing. It was a mixed class, so whether you were enhanced or not, you would still compete up against each other.
Yep. And you're still using Gaz as your coach at
Gaz is still
well?
my coach today. Yeah. So I think out of the winners, I was the only natural. Maybe two. Maybe there was two of us.
What you won? You took out.
Yeah,
did you podium?
Yeah. I won that division open. That was my first open. So
and you won that.
Yeah, won that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so the year before, I won novice overall. Yep. So then I thought, okay, you can't keep winning novice, every year. You got to go up. So then Pro-Am went up to open. So that was my first year in open, and won my class there.
Wow.
Yeah. It was crazy. There's some big names in that class, bro.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. And so realistically, it was only a 10-week prep for you?
Yeah, about 10, maybe 12, just depending on dates.
Yeah. But you're obviously able to maintain your muscle mass?
Yeah. I was actually quite shocked because I put on some weight when I went on off season.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was mass that actually helped. Yeah. But the same thing was, 2015, conditioning was king, where that's how I managed to place that high.
Yep.
2016 is the exact same thing. Conditioning was on, and that was the first time anyone got to see my back.
Yep.
On stage. And prior to that, no one had a back like that just yet.
Yep.
And that was from all those deadlifts that I was doing.
Thank God. Shout out to that machine and
bro, seriously, if they sell that machine, bro, I would happily buy that. Yeah, bro. So apparently my back looked pretty unique up there.
Wow.
And that carried over to 2017. No one had a back like that, and it was one of those shots where that's what I'm most likely known for now.
Yep.
The back shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone that sees my back poses, they kind of praise it a bit.
Yes.
I put that. We're gonna praise it right up on top of you.
I literally can't see it.
We'll just have this. Yeah, just everything behind us is covered with Wetta's photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. And it was just. Yeah, it's just one of those unintentional things that help you in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all pretty, relatively smooth sailing within those, I know it'd be hard, with the diet and all that.
Yeah.
And then did you rest for the rest of 2017 and then competed again
Yeah,
2018?
Nah, so rested because I wanted to do nationals in October 2017. But then in August, September, I got sick. I caught strep throat. And then that's when, I went in for a checkup, and the doctor that was checking my heart rate, doing the usual checkups. It was crazy because you do it with I'm not even sure what you call them.
Stethoscope.
Yeah. So she found it with that, bro. Chucked it here. Lovely Asian doctor. Looking around, I was getting a bit worried. Like,
did she have a frown on her face? Or?
No, when they stay in one area but not, like almost close to. It was almost like she couldn't find what she was looking for. I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, oh, okay, your heart sounds a bit strange, but don't be worried. We're gonna send you to the specialist out at Super Clinic.
And at that time, sorry to cut you, Wetta, but at that time, did you think anything other than the strep throat? I
just thought, okay,
just a checkup.
Yeah, just sick. And strep throat, the biggest scare there was rheumatic fever.
Yeah.
Evolving into that. And I thought, okay, cool. I don't want to die, so let's go check out the strep throat. And then, she referred us out to a specialist. And then that's where they made the call, bro. They found the hole in my heart. They saw that the left side of my heart was inflamed because the hole was in the right side. So then the left side was pumping harder than it should. Causing my heart to expand, like get bigger.
Get stronger.
Wow, one half. But and so then that was the journey. That's where the journey of heart surgery began.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what was your mindset at that time when you found out at Super Clinic? You said when you found that out, what was?
I thought I was gonna die, bro. Yeah, I thought heart hole in my heart, man. Because it was no one in my family's had it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how what the next steps were.
Yeah.
Like how do they fix this? It was just okay. All they gave me was okay. There's a hole. We need to do more checks to see how big, and what we can do to try and fix it. Not okay. We can do this to try and fix that, or we can do this to try and fix that. It was just kind of broad. So they made me. They allowed me to imagine what was about to happen next.
Yeah.
And yeah, bro, it got pretty dark quickly. Coming off that win in March, September. And it got pretty dark again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, almost like 2011.
And the family.
Yeah.
Almost like 2011.
Yeah, but no one knew.
Oh.
Besides Flora.
Oh man, so it's just you two.
Yeah, it was just us.
Just you two, just going through this journey.
Yeah.
So
man.
like your parents, extended family.
I didn't know what was about to happen. Like, do I have like 3 months to live, or am I gonna have surgery soon, or like I didn't want to tell anyone we didn't want to tell anyone until we were certain on okay, cool, this date surgery, let's prep for it, kind of thing. Yeah. So, but at that stage, only we knew about it, and my job, because then I started declining at work, and at that stage, I think I was a team leader, so I started getting a bit not unreliable, just not present.
Yeah.
I was there, body was there. I just wasn't as good at my job as I was. Yeah.
Internalizing.
Yeah. So there was a team of 3 of us, 3 team leaders. Then he had a boss, and I started pulling away quite a bit because, just automatically thinking dark stuff.
And your workplace didn't know it.
No, only my boss. Yeah, only my boss knew that time because I had to. I felt like it was important for me to tell her if I had to leave some days.
Yeah.
For some checkups and stuff, and she was like, oh. I think she was. Can't remember how she took it. Actually, I think I didn't care how she took it. I just wanted to tell her.
Yeah. Yep.
But from what I remember, Kirsty, she was helpful. She let me do what I had to do.
Yep.
But then it got a bit obvious, and people started thinking, corporate scenes. People started thinking she was playing favorite, just letting me do what I could or do what I want.
Yeah.
But no one really knew what was happening. So and then so October, November 2017, we got note that the business was going through a restructure. And
on top of this news.
yeah.
So at this stage, you're still going through the process of like not knowing what's actually going on.
Yep.
Then your company does a restructure.
Yep.
End of that year.
Yep. And it was so that we got wind of it that it was happening the following year. So then we all went in like Christmas break, kind of a bit iffy. Well, that was the feedback that I got from my team, because I think I had 9 people on my team. So that for them to report to me, it was that's the most common feedback that I got. I was like, oh, what's happening? Who's getting fired? Who's getting made redundant? And I specifically remember when I joined this company, one of their clauses in their contract was no redundancy is paid if you're made redundant, just your holiday pay.
Oh.
And I had used a lot of my holiday pay for my appointments.
Yep.
And I thought, okay, I didn't really stay on that level for too long of being worried about my job, because I was really worried about my life.
Yeah.
And it was so Christmas, and then 2018 hit. I got we confirmed in Feb what was about to happen, like what my procedure would look like.
So surgery, that's when you found out you're going
Then
under.
I'm going in for surgery on this day.
Whoa.
Which was April.
That's months later.
Yeah. It was pretty quick, because I had so when they found the hole, they prescribed I think 4 different pills. Every so two times a day. Yeah. So I was on pills like 2 times a day.
And physically, did you, throughout that period from November 2017, did you have any physical symptoms that were you kind of overthinking, like any chest pains or anything strange happening?
It felt normal, hey. Like everything felt normal, and they said that's why they didn't find it for so long, because apparently me going through the journey that I did physically should have put a lot more strain on my heart, and it should have come out. Like I should have been able to feel that something wasn't right.
Yeah.
But they kept asking me, like, did you ever experience like fatigue? I'm like, shit, I train 7 days a week. Yeah, I'm always tired, No, how do I tell the difference if it's fatigue from training or my heart? Yeah, man, it was just, bro, it got, so that feeling that I felt at the end of 2017 was the feeling that I felt in 2012.
Yeah.
2012. Starting this whole journey, only to end up here.
Yes.
Back where it felt like back at square one.
Yep.
And it was, it pushed me. I won't lie, I got depressed to the same level as I was, if not more.
Yep.
Wow.
Because this part wasn't just I'm unhappy with the way I look. It was I could have no job, nobody from my family. I could die. What do I think about?
Yes.
Like, how do I navigate through this? So it got pretty dark for months. Even during that Christmas period, it wasn't really enjoyable.
I guess, and then the same thing when in 2012, I guess it was factors that you somehow felt like you had control over.
Yeah.
And over here, it's almost like things that are beyond
Yeah.
your control that are happening, which is, I think, it must be one hell of a challenge.
Oh man, it was tough. Like you said, like it was something that I really couldn't control. I can't physically fix my heart myself. If it was something that I could do myself, I don't think I would have been that depressed. But because I had to put my trust and my trust into others to help me, it was kind of, like almost like you're fearing that they're unreliable.
Yep.
Even though they might be the best at their jobs, but you don't know who they are, so you don't know what to expect. Yeah, so for months it got really dark, and 2018 came around. March 2018, I was made redundant. I was one of the few that got made redundant.
Wow.
Yeah. So then,
But you haven't had the surgery at this stage.
No surgery.
Surgery in April.
Yeah. So surgery was scheduled for April, and I was made redundant in March.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So then, the stress levels, man.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Yeah,
that would have
they
been
shot
real
right
good
up.
for the heart.
Yeah.
Oh, far
Bro,
out.
if I didn't die doing that, man, well, it sucks. But yeah, bro, it was. So we kind of felt good coming back into the year. I was actually positive about change, right? Change as in being made redundant. Because I honestly thought, bro, that I wasn't one of them.
Yep.
Because I'd been there 9 years prior.
Yep.
I thought, okay, I'm pretty sure I'm safe. And then, March hit, and I was like, so the energy I was putting out to everyone in my team, in our teams, was, whatever happens is meant to happen. If you're made redundant, if I'm made redundant, which I thought in my head, I'm safe. It's all good, It's not the end of life. Well, not the end of your life, but it can get better.
Yep.
And that was just the same message I was pushing out there. And then when I had my meeting about being made redundant, being one of the ones being made redundant, I referred back to that. It was, okay, whatever was meant to happen was meant to happen.
Yep.
So then I walked out. I was gutted. It was almost like not winning first place in my bodybuilding show.
Yes.
That's what it felt like. But then I quickly got over it, and I was like, I actually don't need this job. I may be gone soon, so I don't really need to stay here for longer hours. Whereas I can just spend my time with my family now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And that was it got pretty. It was clear. It was clear what was meant to happen when I was made redundant. I was just not meant to be there anymore. At that building, in that space.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was happy with it. Like, I quickly came to terms with it. I was like, fine. It's
So
cool.
you just spend family time.
Yeah.
So but between March and that on
Yeah.
the operation table in April,
Yep.
you just take the opportunity and just,
Yeah.
because I guess you didn't know what was going to happen
Exactly.
in April.
Man.
Yeah.
My goodness, what a scare about for, I know for you, obviously, because you're
Yep.
going through it.
Yep.
But it must be very challenging for your family.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So
to
Flo was
watch
pretty.
you going
Yeah.
through that.
Yeah. She was pretty devastated. Financially, we were covered. I have life insurance, so I was happy that I could leave them there.
Yep.
But I think just me not being present would probably be the hardest part.
Big time.
Yeah. But yeah, man, it was one of those things like, okay, cool. And I think about it now, it's like, man, I'm pretty religious, not out in the open though. Like me personally, I pray every day and do all that stuff. I honestly felt like, okay, God's just taking one thing away from me that I don't have to worry about.
Yep.
Yeah. Because, say, for an example, I came out of surgery, I'd be rushed back to work. Yeah. They'd be asking me, okay, when are you back? When are you back? When are you back? We just fired this other person so you can get the job, so when are you back? So I didn't have to worry about that anymore. So what we did was so my surgery is scheduled for April. We bought plane tickets to Australia for after surgery.
Wow.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
What was the rationale behind that?
We were going to leave. After surgery, we were about to go set up in Melbourne.
Oh, like live, gone.
Yeah, live.
Whoa.
Yeah, man. That was me thinking ahead, like, I can't be depressed about the surgery because I don't know what's about to happen. So the best thing I can do to help cope with it was, okay, what's going to happen after the surgery? And that was
like
it, bro.
a mental bonus.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, it was good. And we, my wife and I talked about it for weeks, and we were keen just to get out.
That's mana, man.
Did that give you hope, bro?
Yeah, bro, it did. It was like, because I knew if I woke up, that's what we're doing next.
It's something to sort of look forward to.
Yeah. We can go set up over there. We're going to go move to Melbourne, do the thing over there, become Australians. Bro, that was it.
Wow. So obviously you're sitting here. We're not in Melbourne.
Oh, yeah.
So you have the surgery.
Yep.
You've got some wicked things in place, but so what happened? Like, man, I'm trying to get my head around it because that you got such a positive attitude, man, and a very strong mental fortitude to even think like this.
Yeah.
There are so many lessons, bro, that you've gone through that people should be able to resonate and pick from.
All people want to know is, how's the surgery and what do you do now? Like that's usually the questions that I get asked, or anytime I get asked to come speak somewhere, like at the schools, is surgery and how did you come out of the surgery? Bro, like there's nothing before, but which I believe is why I came out of surgery.
Bro, to be honest, if you hadn't gone through what you have gone through since 2011, and you had that 2 or 3 year dark patch, I don't think you would have booked those flights to Melbourne.
Nah.
I don't reckon you would have had the confidence to even think like that.
Yeah. I don't think I would have hit surgery as strong as I did, because I was still training.
Yeah.
Even though they said not to. They
what do you mean, right up to the surgery?
Yeah. All the way up to it. Yeah, so my last training day was the day before. Surgery.
So they must have said, don't train, don't overexert the heart.
Yeah. Don't train too hard. Relax as much as you can. I didn't need to lose weight because I was at a decent weight. You know, I was at post comp weight.
Yeah.
And they were just like, just don't get too exhausted. Making sure, like, if you're gonna move, make sure your intensity is really low, like a walk.
And obviously the day.
Okay, cool. And then keep training, keep lifting, hit some PBs during that time too. Only because I felt like if I was to hit that surgery, I want to be as strong as I can. And that was my mindset on it. It's not relax and hope for the best. It was, if I can help in any way, is to stay as healthy as I can.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
Amazing.
It worked, and it had like benefits on post surgery too. Like, came out of surgery. So the procedure was they saw my heart open. Sorry, I'm asleep, by the way. Yeah. Saw my heart opened up my chest, put me on life support, cut on my heart, operated on it, fixed the hole, put it back in. Took me off life support and then shocked me back to life. And once it started working, then they sewed me up. Yeah.
I don't. Any questions, Marvin?
Oh God. No, but you know the buzzy thing is, I had no idea that was the procedure until the morning of. So they didn't tell me anything.
Did they give you any the chat of what could happen and what it may be?
Yeah. But that was all morning of surgery.
Whoa.
Yeah. So.
Do you think that helped though? Do you think like being a little bit in the dark?
Yeah, it did. Otherwise, I would have thought about it for like months.
Yeah.
If I was told that like a month or 2 months before.
That's
all I would have thought about.
Yeah.
So it was actually a good thing. Like, thinking about it now. So surgeon explained it to us morning of. I was stunned. I was like, oh, far out. My wife was even worse. And then, but I quickly got over because, you know, there's no option B.
Yep.
You know, that's the way to fix it. That's the way we go. But I told her, my parents are a bit old. So I asked her not to tell anyone like what the procedure was. It was just, I'm going in and hopefully come out. Yeah. So then my dad's a bit of a clown. So apparently in the waiting area, he was like dropping, you know, jokes and joking with my wife, and, you know, just he was saying stuff like, "Oh yeah, what if they put in take his heart out and put in like a cow heart or a monkey heart?" and the man thought it was funny, but
is that
that's his
obviously his way of coping?
Yeah, his way of coping,
Yeah.
And my wife, because she was the only one that knew what the procedure was, she wasn't dealing with it while So yeah, she found it hard. Just because apparently it was a 4-hour surgery. I was meant to wake up an hour after that, but it took a bit longer for me to wake up. The thing was as I was laying there, and a guy was already in there who had the same issue of what we had, why we weren't waking up after when we were scheduled to wake up.
Yeah.
Potassium levels or something like that. Like high or
I'm
low.
not too sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to comment. I wouldn't want to give the
I'm just trying to think of the word. I can't remember it because honestly, as soon as I woke up. So you mean
coming out of the general anesthetic?
Yeah.
So there was
troponin or
there was something that was keeping us
like sedated.
but we have to wake up on our own. Like they can't do anything to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's something for us to sort of.
Yeah, that'd be good. Can you let me know what that
actually.
job was that was keeping me under? But yeah, bro. So that guy was there before me. I came in, and then my wife and my family found out that he was the same. He hadn't woken up yet, and then apparently he never woke up. Yeah.
My God, man. My goodness.
Wow.
And then, yeah. So then they started thinking, oh shit, this guy's not gonna wake up too, you know. And then yeah, I don't know. The only thing I remember was waking up with the I don't even know what you call it. The pipe that's helping you breathe.
Yeah. Like a ventilator.
Yeah. And yeah, man, it was the only thing I remember was waking up and that tube was down my throat, and that was it. Like apparently, I asked for my daughter first, the youngest one.
Yeah.
Like, where is she?
Yeah.
I could just hear my wife saying, you can't take it out. You have to breathe on your own. Like I can't touch it. I have to like learn to breathe.
Breathe through the tube.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was irritating, because it was really uncomfortable. But
Man, your family must have been so relieved, man.
oh yeah, they were.
Like
They were.
I know, obviously that would have been an awful experience, but for your wife to be like eyes open, responsive,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
must have been a huge relief.
I think it was the breathing that came first. So instead of the machine breathing for me, it was the struggle that woke me up, like trying to breathe, but with that tube down there. So I think that was what initially woke me up, and then I kind of like came to like, oh shit, that's what just happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Were you in pain at that time, or just
Nah, I
relieved
was-
to have?
yeah.
What were your feelings? What were you feeling?
It was just what next? Like I'm awake now. What do we do next? You know. No, like, dude. Well, dude.
No, I know what you mean. Like,
do I stay here longer, or does that tube need to stay down there longer, or what's next? Do I go to a new room? Or?
and what was like? What was next? Like,
It was just okay. So then, oh yeah. So I had to wake up to be able to breathe alone on my own, and then I think I either fell asleep again or they put me under again to take it out
I see.
because they knew I could breathe on my own. And then I woke up and I was in the room. Yeah, after that.
man,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It was crazy.
But
But
then obviously you went through a huge surgical procedure.
yeah.
And going from what you're saying, some people don't survive it.
Yeah.
Which obviously we wouldn't want any family or person to experience that.
Yeah.
But you're okay. You're doing well. You're awake. You know you're pulled through. The family's supportive. And then, so what's your recovery journey to? Because you seem highly ambitious.
Yeah,
So
I
from
wasn't
what you've
stuck in there
told us,
long. Yeah.
You weren't?
3 days, I think.
Where?
Wow.
Yeah, 3 or 4 days, I think. It wasn't long. Yeah, and my wife was like, "Are you sure?"
What do you mean? 3 or 4 days and you're back home?
Yeah. They were like, "Are you sure he's meant to leave this soon?" Like, yeah, it's standard. It's standard procedure.
Okay.
Sorry, this is standard if they're doing well.
Okay.
So then that was kind of like a good, a green light for me to be like, okay, cool. If I'm doing well, then I must be good to go because I want to get out of here. Yeah, so then they sent me home. It was quite strange though, because for the first few days, like from waking up, that whole week actually, from waking up, my back felt like my muscles were out of place, and that was apparently it's because of the stretch. So
I see.
they said, it's gonna feel that way because your body's trying to go back to the way it used to be.
Yep.
But it's gonna be
norm.
really uncomfortable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there'll be nights at home, nights in the hospital and back home, but I'll try and sleep on my stomach.
Yep.
But I'm not allowed. Because you're not allowed to sleep
Just no
on your
pressure.
side or on your back. Oh, sorry, on your side or on your stomach.
And
Yep.
that's a procedure.
Because it's still healing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6
yeah.
weeks to heal. So, okay, on your back.
Yeah.
So, you know how you're telling us post-surgery,
Yeah.
you guys had planned to go to Melbourne.
Yeah.
How long after the surgery had you guys planned to go to Melbourne?
It was a month.
okay, so a month to sort of
Yeah, yeah.
recover and heal.
Recovering.
Yeah. Because I was asking them, like, how long does it usually take for someone to recover? And they said, I'll fully recover about 3 months.
Yep.
I was like, okay, must be all right.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So it was actually a month. not long after surgery, we decided, just to have it in the books and ready to go.
Man, it's one hell of a journey, man. And just thinking that if you hadn't made those lifestyle changes and say the hole in your heart was detected in 2011, 2012, and that current drinking diet you were on, because obviously the body recovers a lot better when you're healthier and the structures, and you were training 7 days a week, the cardiovascular system would have been a lot more, used to a little bit of strain. So it just makes you think, it's you're saying like, oh, I went back to square one, but you really didn't. That was probably what kind of saved you to, who knows what could have happened.
Yeah. So when I mentioned it felt like I was back in square one, it was like the mindset I had when I was back in square one. Like just being a real dark place for me to kind of operate. Like I couldn't be dad, I couldn't be husband in that dark place because it was like I was consumed by it. Just constantly thinking about it. It was like thinking of a passion, but not. Yeah. Because it's like just lingering everywhere you go. But yeah, man. It was a journey. Still is. Man.
Wow, man. And then so
you went to Melbourne.
So even that, some dramas there. So I was not I wasn't meant I was meant to be no training for 3 months.
Yep.
No lifting, no nothing. So then we went to Melbourne for 2 weeks. Long story short, our elder two are from previous relationships. So the oldest boy, my oldest son, is Flores to an ex-partner. Our oldest daughter is mine to my ex.
Yep.
So when we tried to up and leave, they kind of caused a fuss about taking them.
Oh.
So then we thought, okay, cool. Their parents too. So we're going to leave them here with the other parents and we're going to go set up in Oz. At that time, I think they were like 15, 16.
Yep.
And then the discussion was, okay, we're going to go set up for a few years. And when they turn 18, they're coming over.
Yep.
We got to Oz and we couldn't enjoy ourselves there because we were like, nah, this feels weird.
It just doesn't feel right with the whole...
Yeah.
Your whole family's not there.
Our two older ones were back at home and we were like, no, sorry, this is before we left. So that was the decision we made before we left for Melbourne, was to leave them here with the other parents and then we'll take them later on.
Yep.
And then I think it was from then, I think it was about a week or 2 weeks before we actually flew out, we were struggling. Like we couldn't come to terms with it. We're like, it's the best. Like we're trying to convince ourselves it was the best thing to do.
Yeah.
But we kind of felt like it wasn't. So we were like, okay, 2 days before we're about to fly out, we decided, okay, cool. We're just going to go for a holiday and we're going to come back.
Oh, man.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Like the way that you've been talking up until this point, anyway, your family values.
Oh, man.
You could probably tell.
Yeah,
that it was never going to happen without your kids.
You're a unit. You can't. Yeah,
man. And that was from that point where we slept so good, Like sleeping was on. Like we were enjoying ourselves. We knew we were coming back. And it was just, I think the picture was just a bit clearer on what was next after the trip. Because right now, at that point, it was just a trip and then we'll see what happens.
Yep.
But as soon as we made that decision, it was, okay, cool. We're going to go, come back, and then we'll see what happens.
Because you don't have a job still, eh?
Yeah, no job.
Yep.
Yeah, no job.
And in terms of your medical standpoint, were you getting checkups, or did they say you're going to get regular checkups and see how the heart's working?
Yeah, they said if we were, because we told them we were about to move. Yeah. So they said they would refer us to connect us with someone over there to do the checkups.
I see.
But yeah, so I think that was a month. So we left 2 weeks, came back. I think it was a week or 2 weeks, came back. And then I started lifting, started training. That was next for me. When I was over there,
you started training.
Yeah, 6 weeks.
So it would have been 6 weeks after your surgery.
Yeah. 6 weeks after surgery. So while we're in Oz, I enjoyed it. I was drinking, I was eating, enjoying family.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking, shit, we're about to go back home too. Like, no job, no nothing. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, shit, I'll just get back to train.
See,
I just start training again.
Yeah, training with a goal in mind.
Nah, I think at this point it was just training to see if I can get back to where I was.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was it. That was the mindset for me in 2017. Post-surgery was just trying to get back to pre-surgery.
Yep.
Because pre-surgery, I feel like that was the best I ever felt and looked. Ever in my health journey or fitness journey.
Yep.
And I just wanted to get back to that.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was it. Got back from Oz, started training little by little, just nothing too intense. Like I wasn't overdoing it. It was like, how much can I bicep curl today? It wasn't much, bro. I struggled on the barbell. Like
had you
shaking.
lost quite a considerable amount of muscle mass and shape and
There was a lot. My chest was like flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was flat.
So you look like me.
I think
I can relate. I get it.
Yeah, it's just a big ass scar. And at the start of it, I was conscious about the scar. I was like, man, this is gonna grow. It's gonna look ugly.
Yep.
And then I started thinking, bro, this is gonna grow. It's gonna look ugly. Like there was two shifts to it. Like at first, I was gutted what it was gonna look like, but then second, I was like happy because that's the journey right there. Like that scar represents a lot in that time, in that point in time of my life, and just it being visible the way it is now, it is kind of like a reminder to me, like, man, we've done some stuff,
Yep. You've lived.
Yeah. But it looked like a scratch, man. Like when surgeons did so good to link up my tats and everything.
Yep.
Wow.
But now it looks so ugly, bro. Like it's thick. It's like.
Yeah.
Oh, but like you said, that's a tattoo now as well.
Yeah.
That's a story on its own.
And that was that's every time I see it now, it's just like, oh yeah, it's just a little subtle reminder. Sometimes I forget that it's actually there because it just feels normal all the time now.
Yeah.
Until it gets itchy. So anytime I do any push workouts or bench, bro, it gets itchy.
Yeah.
Like I want to scrape into it.
Really?
Yeah. But it's just the scar tissue.
Yeah.
So I gotta use knuckles and it real hard.
Yeah.
And that's when I feel like relief.
Yes.
Yeah, it's annoying. And my wife's like, hey, use baby bio oil. I'm like, that's not gonna do anything. Like, bro, that's too far gone now.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, that's what happened after Melbourne. And it wasn't long until I started thinking about competing again. Yeah.
For the 2018 season?
No, so by then it was 2018. I had put on some weight only because training intensity wasn't as hard tough as it used to be.
Yep.
So then naturally I was eating, drinking. I put on some, body fat.
Yep.
So near the end of the year, I went and watched one of my mates compete. And that same show, a year later, was the same one that I won and won my pro card. So I sat there in the audience watching him, bro, and I was like, bro, I want to do that again. Like, I want to get back on stage. Like, that's how much I wanted to go back to it.
Yep.
So that was, pretty sure that was November or October 2018. And then just before Christmas, I linked up with my second coach, Marcus, and made a goal. I've just come out of surgery. Like, I'm still recovering from surgery, but I want to compete next year in March.
Yep. Is that what you said to him?
Yeah.
Wow.
And March was the big show. That's the last one that I won.
Yep.
Pro-Am. And that was my first show I wanted to go back to.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was 2019.
2019.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the year.
That's when you got the pro.
Yeah.
Your pro card.
At the end of the year, yeah.
And what does the pro card mean, bro, for the people who don't?
Pro card means it just basically turns an amateur competitor into a pro competitor.
Professional.
Yeah. It's like a qualification.
Yeah.
And so Christmas 2018, came back 2019, started to work towards that first show in March in 2019, and it was back on the same stage, pro and amateurs, competing against people from Kuwait and Australia.
Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah. And that was my first show back, and we came second in open. Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Yeah, kind of stunned. Only because there were guys competing in that 2018 year in that same class.
Yep.
And that was my first show back, and yeah, managed to how do you say it? Yeah.
Man, what a huge success! Like from the surgical procedure,
Yeah.
thinking that you may not come out of it,
Yeah.
not moving to Australia, missing the family, get your head back into the game, and then win that.
Yeah.
Well, you know, then compete at such a high level.
Yeah.
And get your pro card.
Yeah. That same year. Yeah, it was crazy, bro. But it was like a lead up to it. Like everything I learned from the start of 2019 all helped towards the end of 2019 when we got that card. Yeah. So we did 4 shows that year, and that's not normal for amateur competitors.
Yes.
Well, actually it is, but not for someone who's come out of surgery. You know?
No.
And would a natural competitor? Because I could imagine like the recovery on your body would have been quite challenging.
Yeah. It was kind of tough, but because I had a coach, Marcus, he was the man, bro.
Yep.
Honestly, he was another coach who was younger than me. So all my coaches at that point were all younger than me.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that just means I'm old ass.
But you're wise.
Yeah.
You're wise.
And bro, he helped me dig myself up, get me in line with the standards that I missed out on in 2018.
Yep.
And bro, he was a solid dude, eh? Like he still is. But yeah, it was 2019 March, 2019 May, April, sorry, 2019 May, and then the last one was 2019 October when I won that card.
Man, well, big congratulations from us.
It's amazing,
thanks,
man. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I remember coming to see you guys too the week after winning that. Yeah, I came in.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I remember that actually.
I was bloated ass from eating all those bloody treats, bro.
Man, Wetta, thinking about the surgery and everything you went through and knowing that you had a hole in your heart and going through all that and then bouncing back into training, was there times when you were going under physical duress or physical strain that we deal with injuries all the time and much more basic than what you went through, obviously. But sometimes injuries can play a part psychologically in terms of your training, in terms of your performance.
Yep.
Did you, during training and doing bench press or whatever it is, did you sometimes have a feeling like, oh, what if my heart flatlines or what if something happens?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Especially when I was training bench. Only because I had a habit of the bar crashing on me as I was doing, like, prior to the surgery. So the first time it crashed, I kind of like, boom. I was shocked there. I was like, oh, damn, that's right. I can't go that hard. So then my rep started ending here, like a fist away.
Yep.
Instead of crashing on me anymore.
Yep.
And yeah, bro, it was straight. Like, it was one of those fears, like something you used to use that you've never used, but you trying to remember how to use.
Yep.
So my bench was poor, man. Like before surgery, it was pretty strong. After surgery, it got really soft.
Yeah.
So then I had to do other things to try and make my chest grow.
Yep.
Instead of just sticking to the bench or the dumbbells, it was like chest flies, dumbbell flies, cable flies. It was a lot of flies.
Yep.
So it was just figuring out ways to avoid further, like, making my post-surgery recovery worse, and just think of ways to still build my muscle around my chest, but safely. Yeah. And push-ups became a big thing, like incline. So I was just standing up on a wall, like just getting a pump on.
Yeah.
Amazing. And that's the physical aspect. Surely you must have had post-surgery. Did your outlook overall in life in general, whether it's with your family or whether it's in the gym or just the way you view life, did that change at all, or were you kind of the same old?
It did quite a bit. And I still had that mindset now, where it's at any point we could, stop living, So what are we going to do? If we have like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 days left, like what are we going to do today that if that time comes, it's like looking back and like, oh man, it's either I look back, oh man, I shouldn't have eaten that treat. Like, But if I was to eat a treat, I'd be like, man, I got to make sure it's worth it. Yeah. And that's it, bro. It's just knowing that at any point things could stop. And then am I going to look back and see how hard I dieted or how hard I trained or the goal in training, like how much mature my mindset's become in the last like week, based on CrossFit training kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to enjoy my life at the end of that point, or am I going to look back and feel like, man, I should have stopped this to do this, stopped that to do this? Yeah, I love the way I live life right now.
Amazing.
And that's the outlook right now. Ever since surgery, is just gotta do things that will, by the end of your time, you like look back and you're like happy. I wouldn't change anything.
And that's the perspective we get of you. It feels like you're always happy. You cherish every moment. And
oh yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah. Always taking those lessons, eh?
Yeah. And speaking of lessons, bro, you're obviously now doing quite a lot with the community. And you've gone through so many health challenges. You've gone through physical challenges. You've competed at top level. You've won a lot. Yeah. You've gone through adversity. And now it seems like you're taking all your learnings and trying to feed it to the community.
Yeah. So what we're doing now is we're trying to get a lot more into our community, like trying to give back a lot more. So my first focus was what's my experience and who may benefit from it. So then we thought, okay, cool. I'm Pacific Islander. Maybe Pacific Islanders.
Yeah.
What's my experience? Okay, fitness. So this is fitness in terms of without a coach, with coach, and then as a pro athlete. What do I do now? I'm a personal trainer, group fitness coach, online coach. How can I help them? Our community. Realize some potential that they may have. And it's just, okay, at first the thought was, man, let's just get as many as we can, throw them in a room, and let's chat. And that was it. And let's feed them, and then let's chat. And that was it. And then it just became, okay, I really want to focus on young parents, similar to where I was in 2011. Like, because overweight parents right now, young parents, I can kind of relate to what they may be going through, only because of something I went through. And that's all I can give, man. So all the teachings that I pour out into the community or our project that we have is based on our personal learnings and what I've learned, or my wife's learned over the years. And we found that it has benefited us, because we're starting to draw a lot more young parents into our gym. And I feel like it's because they're kind of feeling the same way we used to, and they can see us as a way out, like help out of that mindset.
Yep. You can give them the tools and strategies that you've gone through, so they can apply to their own life.
Yeah. Because a lot of our members are young parents.
Yep.
And when I was struggling, when the journey started, my kids were young and I was young.
Yep.
And I was just trying to figure out, how do I... It's kind of tough because you can't teach someone a mindset. It's kind of like they either see it and then they want to adopt it, or they already have it, or they just won't have a bar of it.
Yep.
So it's kind of just, I try and coach that way as much as I can. Like, so when I'm feeding back to a client, it's like, okay, I remember I felt similar, and then I'll give them a scenario on how I felt the same way that they're currently feeling, and ways that I got out of it. So it's just giving them personal views of how I got out of a situation that they're currently in, like either physically or mentally.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's how I coach a lot of the time now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you, at your guys' gym, you guys are doing a lot of discussions with people. Yes. Yeah.
So face-to-face, because our blocks are really short-timed, it's kind of hard to have a full-on sit-down discussion for me.
Yep.
So my wife does a lot of that, the face-to-face chickens.
Yep.
But a lot of my chickens are online when I have time to like sit down and fully have a conversation with our online members.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that's quite different than what you get nowadays, right? You're almost building something that's personal, and it's a relationship, right? And that builds sort of a camaraderie or a structure that's you back each other up, and it means a bit more to them, right? Which it seems like that in your gym, everyone feels like they know each other, and it's a bit of a vibe, right?
And that's how we wanted to build it. Like we do want to build it like a family. Like we want that family vibe in there.
Yep.
Just without the drama, you know. The vibe is good. Everyone, we try and make it a habit of everyone just introducing. We got some members who do it on their own. Like they go around every class they come to. They'll just go around and say hi to everyone.
Yep.
Doesn't matter if they've seen them 10 times or one time.
Yeah.
You know, and they make that as a habit. Just go around, say hi. And I do that a lot during our workouts too. Just high five, you know, high five to the left, right?
Yes, yeah.
If you look to the left and you don't know that person, go say hi. But yeah, it's just basically just getting them to realize that they're probably on a journey that a lot of the other people are on as well.
Yep.
So they're not alone. And some people, they get they come away with some really close friends afterwards. Like.
Yes.
All of a sudden seeing them like out at breakfast and stuff like, outside of the gym. And then I like do my little psyche comments like, oh, who's the invite? But it's cool like seeing them take that vibe outside of the gym, because it just means they're starting to bleed into their lives.
Yep. Yep.
And that's what we want, bro. Like people to feel safe and enjoy themselves and find some good people to actually collaborate with.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've obviously explained to Marvin and myself like seems like there's always a goal that you're working towards. Do you have a goal or where are you guys sort of heading towards now? Because you mentioned to us before we sort of started this about the Poly Network.
So Project Poly Network is a what would you call it? A project or a course? It's not a course. It's a collaboration between with skilled professionals who are either fitness coaches, online coaches, physios, who are entrepreneurs, just sharing their perspective on their journey, sharing their journeys and some of the learnings that they've, what we've just done today, some of the learnings that they've discovered during their journeys. And my hopes in that space is that people that are attending, that they take away learnings. That, I want them to learn, okay, cool, so I want to be a physio. This guy's a physio. Yeah. How did he get from student to physio? And then that's when we ask someone like you to come in and share on your knowledge and your experience, just so they get a fair idea on what it's going to take for them to get to that point. Whereas us, it was fitness coach, post-surgery fitness coach, bodybuilder, athlete, dad, husband, all of those subjects. And quite a few of them, a lot of them are in relationships, a lot of them have kids, a lot of them are working 9 to 5. So how do I stop my 9 to 5 to follow my passion? I didn't give them a blueprint on it. It was just, this is how I did it. Maybe it could help you. And they won't hear those stories anywhere else besides podcasts, But not many people have time to sit down and fully watch a podcast and not knowing that that's something that's going to help them.
Yes.
Very true.
So just, like I said, it's just putting them all in one room, getting as many skilled professionals or real people out there to come through and just speak on their journeys, their life journeys, their professional journeys. And just because I know for a fact that anyone that can do that will inspire at least one person.
Yes.
And that's all I can ask, bro. Like if one of the speakers we asked to come out inspires just one person in that room, I'm good. I feel like that's a good job.
Yeah.
For today. Okay,
Yes.
let's do it again next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Different one day.
Yes.
And that's it, bro. It's just giving people insights to a life that they could possibly live if that's what they really want to do.
Yeah, sounds like you're giving back to a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. There's a lot of people, wide range of age groups too. I think we span from 14-year-olds to 62.
Wow.
And our first intake, yeah.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Oh, man, we have some solid chefs come out that way. Did you show them the photos, bro?
I don't think I
Have
have
you
yet.
seen the chefs?
Yeah. So everyone that attended or registered and attended got to see a guest speaker. They got to get some, what was it? Some insights, some learnings, stationary stuff like that. And then they got fed. And every night we had a different chef.
Oh man! So that obviously that drops us into our audience. I'm now thinking, how can I join in this Poly network? So plug this, please. What does someone have to do to become part of this?
How do they register? First of all, how do they learn from you guys?
Yeah.
And how do they get a
community? Yeah.
Registering is straightforward. If you're following W Performance HQ Instagram, the registration form will go up live in there mid-October. Yep.
And that's W Performance HQ on Instagram.
Yep, on Instagram.
Okay.
And then it's just register, jump on. Once you're registered, you usually you would receive a welcome email like a week later.
Yep.
A week prior to starting, just to confirm times, dates, also address, stuff like that, where it's going to be held. And before last time we did this in May, our guest speaker list was kind of like a surprise, but we would like to make it more of a known. Okay, cool. We have 6 speakers. You registered to view 6 speakers. Our speakers are just so they know what they're in for. But I kind of like the surprise, but it was my wife's idea to
to be organized.
Yeah, to be organized.
Yeah. Well, I think your wife has brilliant ideas.
Oh, right. She's the boss. She's the boss. I'm just the crazy man with the crazy ideas sometimes.
I do have one final question just for myself. So, you've had a wicked, athletic career as well.
Oh,
just want to know, is there anything in the pipeline that you're going to compete in, or?
Yeah, for sure. So we're doing soul performance. Oh, I'm doing soul performances, CrossFit comp called.
Is there anything this fella can't do?
It's called Withstand, and I think it's out now West Wave in Henderson.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's in 4 and a bit weeks, and then a month after that we have Team Nationals, CrossFit Nationals in Hamilton, 2-day event. Wow. And that's a team of 6. It's crazy because it's my 2 girl cousins that we grew up together, my daughter, who are the 3 females, my son, my nephew, and then me.
Wow. So your whole family.
Yeah.
So you've inspired, cool. So you are such a strong connector for your circle of influence.
Oh,
your
man.
family, your community.
Yeah, they're really skilled. So I'm actually lucky. I'm actually lucky that they are athletic the way they are built.
Yeah.
And it's just and we've been training together for years. All of them bar my nephew, he was living in Oz, have all grown up training out of the home gym.
Wow.
And it's been years. So I was actually quite lucky that they were drawn to training and the movements that we started to introduce at HQ. And they just got better. And I'll be honest, a lot of them are way better than me at what we're expected to do.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm probably better at yelling at people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, best of luck, man.
Oh,
for
cheers,
the
bro.
up and coming comps. And
yeah, it's going to be fun. Deadly. And then, I'm keen to get this nationals done because then CrossFit shoes are put away and then bodybuilding shoes back on.
Yeah.
And then back on the bodybuilding.
Yes.
You want to get back into that, eh?
Oh, it's already booked. So we have... Canada next year, November.
Wow.
Yeah, Vancouver. That's the goal. To compete there. That's a pro natural show. Yeah, for IFBB.
Oh. So you get to go against.
Yeah, similar. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Is that the first time the show has been held, or
No, it's Ben Wilder's pro natural. So it's been out for a while.
Yeah.
But being that far, I need sponsors. Need sponsors to get there. Bro,
so if people would like to sponsor you, what's the best method?
Oh, I don't have one right now.
What's your personal Instagram handle?
Wetta the athlete.
Wetta, WETTA?
Yeah.
The athlete.
Yeah.
Okay, well, everyone, let's help someone out that's helping the community.
Yeah.
Get to Canada.
So
Definitely.
my coach and I have confirmed that that's the show we're gonna do.
Yep.
He's still deciding if I'm doing 1 division or 2. He's asked if I'm keen on classic.
I probably have the answer for you. We've been speaking to you for a while now. I know you're all in, man.
Oh, bro, I'm keen. I just wanna get there. Yeah. I just want to get there and represent, where I'm from and what I do and what I love.
Man, we look forward to watching you just keep on growing.
We look forward to watching
Cheers,
you,
boys.
man. And
Thanks
honestly,
for
bro,
having
we've been looking forward to this so much.
Yeah, me too,
but
bro.
it's
I'm a bit nervous.
It's been amazing, man, and it's a privilege and an honor to have you here and to listen to your story, because it's the first time Robin and I are hearing it properly and from start to finish. And I don't know what to say, man. It's almost been like a lesson on how to deal with adversity 101. It's phenomenal, and how your problem solving from start to finish, just hearing from when you were in a call center all throughout. Even to the point when things weren't going your way or things are out of your control, the way you dealt with it, whether you booked a ticket out to Melbourne and stuff like that, is I think it's phenomenal. The mindset, you've taught me something in terms of mindset and how you see things, how you problem solve. And I think that's, like you said, talking about bleeding out to the community, that's exactly what you've done. And you're talking about you can't miss people with energy, and you definitely got that, man. And we really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for
Thanks, boys.
being part of
Thank
this.
you, man.
Yeah, man. It's been a blast, bro. Me.
Awesome. Big time.
Well, don't forget, my wife did a lot of the work. So.
Oh, no, we know.
I'm just the body.
We know.
I'm just the body that moves. Eh?
You're just
She's
you're
just telling me
man
what
with
to do.
muscles.
She's just telling me what to do. But hey, it
I
works.
appreciate it.
Appreciate
All right.
it. That's
Ciao,
awesome.
boys.
Peace out.
Peace out.